Hey everyone, remember our video on hosting WordPress on AWS ECS using Fargate? Many of you asked about setting up a database server username and password during the deployment. So well, you asked and we answered. In this video, we'll dive into using a Docker Compose to securely configure your database credential for seamless WordPress experience on ECS cluster. In this video, we will deploy a WordPress setup along with the database using the Docker Compose YML file. So let's look at this repository called compose-ECS. We'll have to follow one by one steps. So let's walk through on the steps and see that how to set up it. Like first step, you have to git clone this setup. I'll go to a terminal here. I'll click on this one and then compose ECS. Yeah, it will clone everything. Now, if you see that it is already there now, you can see that all the files are there. And let's run the make command. The next step is it will create the bin file, which can be required our executable files. This is the second step as per the documentation. So once you have a git clone, go to the cd compose-c ECS and then run the make command. This will generate a bin folder there. Yeah, once it's complete, you can see that the bin folder will be there. And inside the bin folder, there is an executable file will be there, like compose-ECS. Go to another folder. And here inside it, I'll just create one here, make directory, deploy WP WordPress, and then deploy WP. I'll create a compose.yml file, and I'll paste the details. So let's look at this. Meanwhile, it has the whole details like service. Then which service we are going to use, like DB services. In DB, we are going to use a Docker MariaDB 10.6. You can use whichever the database image you want to use. Is MySQL also is MySQL only, like Aurora also you can use it. Then so you can see that MySQL is there. You can uncomment this one. You can use it also. By default, authentication will be the native password, and which volume you're going to use it. So DB underscore data will be var/deep/MySQL, and the environment variable will be passed like MySQL root password. What will be there? So password, what will data password will be there, what username and what password will be there for your MySQL one. You can mention as per your, I just given it an example, the WordPress. You can use as per your wish what you want to complex password or not. Then we'll expose the 3306 and 3360 port. Then the next service will be the WordPress, so where we use the WordPress image and the volume attached WP data into the var/wp/html, and then we'll open up the port 8080, and health check will be like curl failed minus localhost/atp/localhost. And here also we'll put the environment variables like WP host file or DB, whatever DB we set earlier, like DB and WordPress, all details will be there. So it will automatically configure into your wp-config.php file. You don't need to do that also part. Automatically you take care of that by using this environment variable. And we'll export the 80 port here. And then the cloud formation details will be there, like what kind of things we require. We're going to use the load balancer here, and health checkpoint will be the WP -admin.intro.php. It will be normal file. You can keep checking around that for the health of your ECS task container. And then the volume will be better. Like if you want to attach the DB underscore data and WP underscore other way, you can do that part. So this is about the composites.yml file. Let's look at that. It's completed. Yes, it's completed. LS command and see that the bins are there. Yes, the bins is there. Inside the compose ECS is there. So now if you run this compose ECS, okay, Then you can see that the help will be there. So it is there. Now, the thing is like the compose ECS command is inside this folder and you have to run that compose ECS command in the another folder. How can we do that? You can set up the environment variable like export path and that can be automatically used as a command line utility. So how to do that? Let's look at that way. So I'll go to this one and here it is mentioned that go to series and this one you can set up the adding a part like wherever there's a compose being there and just run this command to the export part. So we'll do that. So I'll just copy this path ECS slash bin one and then here we'll write export path colon path colon $, path and then double quote. Yes, so if now if I run here compose ECS, it will show that the command. So it means that now it's supported by this command line. But this will be a session based. If you close this tab, it will go away. So you have to do it from the your command utility bash profile, the ECS bash one. You can set up that. So whenever you're opening a new tab, you can automatically take that command utility benefit on that one. So now this step is done. Now how to do the next part? Like you have to run that command called compose ECS up for the one. You can see that the up is for the creating and starting the all the containers. Then the volume is the managing volume. Down to do tear down the everything is, and you can check the logs also. And PS will give the list of the content to be run that. So let's now check out once our compose YML file is there. Yes, correct. It's everything is good. Then close this and just simply run the compose ECS up and click on this. Now, once you click on this, yeah, you have to make sure that your AWS credential is already set up in this your machine by following the how to set up the AWS credentials. I already have that credential set up. So let me go up to on that quickly, set up on that. Mac, whatever it is, how like the official document is there, command line setup. So you have to set up that command line and configure your credentials like this. You follow that and you can set up everything into the config file. So it will be, you can have a multiple profile running also. You can have a default port profile running also. For me, the default profile is there, so automatically we take that. So I'm using for a long time, so that the configuration is already there. So we need to do that. But if you have not done the AWS configuration, credential configuration, you have to go to your AWS and go to the IAM user here, go to the IAM user, then create your user and get your credentials to create a client about that, and then you configure that by creating the user and make sure that your user has the right access to the ECS container, so you can create your container task, you can create a load balancing, set up everything that make sure that you have full access to the ECS one. Okay, now go look to at this one. I can see that deploy WP is running here, and you can see that the status of the each component is create complete and then initiated. Like that, you can keep checking around the each and every task part. This one, and similarly, you can check out track on the AWS console also. You can see deployed WP and WP tasks are yet to come. So we'll see that, go back to terminal and see when task getting spin up. Now it's creating the DB service task. So you can check out, let's go to here. Task is there, anything? Yeah, you can see that the DB server is task is getting provision now and it will be pending state. So let's wait for some time to finish everything and then we can go back and check out. So whatever it is showing there creating progress, you can go back to the your AWS console and track your status there. Also, you can check that what is happening there or not. You will see that you can see the two more tasks will come here. Yeah, I can see the WordPress stuff also getting provision. So why we kept it different? Like the two tasks will be running on the one task will be running the code and one task will be running on the database. So it is good architecture because it can be not consume the same memory which code is going to consume and database going to consume, because a lot of time we have seen the issues like EC2, when you're running on EC2, the same database and same code on there. Sometimes database take more memories and code will not be able to execute, the memory exhaust error will come on that. So for that one, we have kept a separate container for that one. One will be running on the database and one will be running on the one code only. Yeah, so it's running. Let's check out what is next is coming up. I think load balancer also it now created already. Let's wait for a few more minutes to complete this process. Now let's look at that compose ECS PS. You can see that the list of the contents are running there, and you will find the load balancer URL also there. You can see that DB is one, so it will require import to be running on that part. So we can just copy this one up to 80, go to the browser, and then the hit button there. So you can see now the WP admin / install PHP page is came now. Let's go to the continue. When you go to continue, you might see most of the time the WP config file asks for a database credential. But now here it is not asking because we have given that default username password and pass as an environment variable to the code while doing the deployment to the compose file. So now no need to do that side. So you can use just that in my website and the admin. Let's copy this one somewhere else, like this. I'll just put it in for safety purpose and give my email address and then install the WordPress. So let's wait for the WordPress to get installed. Cool. Now it's ready. Let's go to admin, copy the password, login. And here you are there. Like so, WordPress is fully deployed over the ECS cluster by using a Docker Compose file with the help of the database password, whatever you wish to set that things. So if you wanted to tear down everything is just go to the command line and just run the compose ECS down command. It will start tearing down all the instances whichever you have created so far. You can see that when you start creating, it will start draining around the details and will slowly remove all the component. You can see that the deletion is in progress, networking in progress, so everything can be teared down by using this command. And if you want to see the log, any logs are there, so compose hyphens ECS space logs command, you can run that. You can see the container log there. The task is getting now drained and slowly the services will be drained. That's all about it. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any query, put into your comment. I'll try to answer those queries. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.